BNB spoilers. Liam Spencer isn't sure he made the right decision. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say that seasons might change, but each year it's always the same colors, right? Well, the same definitely applies to Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, as he is clearly the same man he has always been. At least, for those who have been paying attention. Liam Spencer isn't sure he made the right decision. While Liam might look like he's made the right choice by marrying Hope Logan, Annika Noel, again, a lot of viewers of the show have already noticed that he doesn't seem to be very deep in his feelings when it comes to this marriage again. In fact, he might have only felt pressured to marry Hope because their daughter Beth was pushing so hard for it to happen. Not only that, but if there's anything that we've learned about Liam over the years, it's that he always wants what he can't have or what might belong to another man. And seeing how Hope was with Carter Walton at the time, then that's when he decides to make his move. But now that he's got Hope in his arms and his life again, it seems like Liam isn't really making that much of an effort to show her just how much she really means to him. After all, they did just get married, and it seems like no one is in a hurry to go on a honeymoon. What's next for Liam and Hope? Not only that, but it also seems like Liam and Hope haven't really spent a lot of alone time together. And they don't seem to be in love as they were in the past. It's been a long time since viewers have seen them kiss and hug, let alone touch each other at all. Whatever happened to the passion between them, right? With all that in mind, it seems like Liam's head might already be elsewhere. He certainly does get bored very easily. The moment he sees Hope spending every moment of her night and day working on her new line, the first thing he's going to do is complain to Steffy Forrester about it. And we all know what's going to happen next, right? That said, the bold and the beautiful fans will simply have to tune in each and every day to find out what will happen next. BNB airs weekdays on the CBS network. Check your local listings for times. The sun may be shining over the Forrester estate, but for Liam Spencer, the air has never felt heavier. In a series of emotionally charged moments that have left the bold and the beautiful fans reeling, the golden boy of Spencer Publications is facing a dark night of the soul. Today's spoilers suggest that while the champagne from his recent wedding to Hope Logan hasn't even gone flat, the bitter taste of regret is already settling in. Is it possible that Liam Spencer has just made the biggest mistake of his life? A wedding built on shaky ground. Only days ago, we watched as Liam and Hope exchanged vows in a ceremony that was supposed to be the happily ever after fans have been waiting for. With Beth officiating and Deacon Sharp proudly walking his daughter down the aisle, it seemed like the Lope ship had finally found calm waters. But as any veteran BNB viewer knows, peace in Los Angeles is usually the eye of the storm. Even as the I-dos were spoken, the shadows of the past were looming. The recent trauma of Liam's health crisis, the terrifying inoperable brain tumor that turned out to be a cruel hoax by Grace Buckingham, has left Liam fundamentally changed. He isn't the same man who walked into the Spencer mansion months ago, and today that reality is crashing down on him. The Thomas factor, a professional and personal nightmare. The sad news hitting the airwaves today centers on the immediate aftermath of the nuptials. Hope is back at Forrester Creations, but the professional landscape has shifted beneath her feet. With Steffy Forrester exerting her power, Hope was forced to fire her own brother, Deke, to make room for the return of the prodigal designer, Thomas Forrester. For Liam, this is a recurring nightmare. He has spent years fighting to keep Thomas away from his wife, only to find that his marriage has essentially cleared the path for Thomas to be Hope's right-hand man once again. Spoilers reveal that Liam is paralyzed by the realization that by tethering himself to Hope right now, he has placed himself in a position where he has to watch her collaborate intimately with the man who once obsessed over her. "I thought this was the beginning of our peace," Liam reportedly confides to his father, Bill Spencer, in a gut-wrenching scene. "But I look at her and I see the struggle. I see Thomas waiting in the wings. Did I just lock us into a cycle we'll never break? The steam that won't die out." While Liam is officially a married man, his heart remains a divided territory. Today's episodes highlight a poignant, lingering tension between Liam and Steffi. Steffi has been his rock through his illness. She was the one who urged him to get help when he first collapsed, and she was the one who sat by his bedside when the prognosis looked grim. Now that the truth is out, that Liam isn't dying, the life and death bond they shared hasn't simply evaporated. The sadness in Liam's eyes when he sees Steffi with Finn isn't just jealousy. It's a profound sense of loss. He made a final choice to commit to hope, believing his time was short. Now that he has a full life ahead of him, he is haunted by the what-ifs. The core of today's drama, the weight of the vows. Liam feels trapped by the miracle of his survival. The Logan versus Forrester divide. By choosing the Logans, he has alienated himself from the inner circle at Forrester Creations, where Steffi reigns. The guilt. Liam feels like a villain for even questioning his happiness with Hope, especially after she stayed so loyal during his health scare. Bill Spencer's Spency senses are tingling. Adding to the emotional weight is the shifting dynamic at Spencer Publications. While Liam is drowning in doubt, Bill is moving full steam ahead, gifting Katie Logan her own fashion house. The Spencers and Logans are becoming more entwined than ever, but Liam feels like he's losing his individual identity in the process. Bill, never one to mince words, notices his son's melancholy. In a high-stakes confrontation at the office, Bill challenges Liam to be honest about his feelings. The resulting conversation is one of the most honest and saddest look at Liam's psyche we've seen in years. He admits that he may have rushed into this marriage out of fear rather than a clear-headed vision for the future. What this means for the future of Lope. If Liam isn't sure he made the right decision, the foundation of his marriage to Hope is already cracking. Fans are taking to social media to debate. Is Liam being classic Liam, switching sides the moment things get difficult? Is he a victim of circumstance? Did the fake tumor diagnosis manipulate him into a life he wasn't ready for? The Thomas threat. Will Liam's insecurity drive Hope right into Thomas's arms? The Today Very Sad News tagline isn't just clickbait. It's a reflection of a character who is truly lost. Liam Spencer has always been the moral compass of the show, but right now, that compass is spinning wildly. The verdict, a new era of angst. As we look toward the new year, the honeymoon phase for Hope and Liam appears to be over before it truly began. With Thomas back in the design room and Steffi occupying Liam's thoughts, the right decision feels further away than ever. Liam's journey from a dying man to a regretful husband is providing Scott Clifton with some of his best material to date. It was meant to be a triumphant return to love, a fresh start after heartbreak, pain, and a lifetime of dramatic twists. But as the bold and the beautiful heads into the final days of 2025, the story of Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, has taken an unbearably sad turn. Instead of basking in the glow of his latest reunion with Hope Logan, Annika Noel, Liam finds himself in a dark emotional place, questioning everything he thought he wanted and wondering if he really made the right decision. Soap opera spy. This isn't just your typical soap opera crisis. This is heartbreak on the grandest scale, marked by uncertainty, self-doubt, and the emotional fallout of choices made in desperation. And for millions of BNB fans around the world, it's one of the most heartbreaking developments in the series in years. Open book of marriage meant to be, or so we thought. Liam and Hope's love story has always been iconic, fraught with obstacles, separations, reconciliations, and some of the richest emotional drama in the daytime soap world. From their earliest days as young lovers to their rocky marriages, fan devotion has been unshakable. But right now, that bond feels like it's slipping through Liam's fingers once again. Soap opera spy. Recently, Liam married Hope for the 4th time, an event that should have represented closure, security, and a new chapter filled with hope, no pun intended. Instead, what fans are now witnessing feels like the emotional unraveling of a man who finally got what he always thought he wanted, and now has no idea what to do with it. Soap opera spy. Rather than overwhelming joy, Liam's decision has left him quiet, distant, almost hollow. Crying face when happily ever after feels empty. According to today's spoilers, Liam appears emotionally checked out after his recent wedding to Hope. What should be the honeymoon phase is instead a period of awkward silences, faded passion, and a visible lack of connection between the newlyweds. Soap opera spy. Fans have noticed. No honeymoon plans. It's been radio silence on any romantic getaway or quality time together. Soap opera spy. No passion, the kind we remember from past moments between them, seems absent. Soap opera spy. No intimacy. On-screen actions like hugs, kisses, or even meaningful eye contact are few and far between. Soap opera spy. Hope, for her part, has thrown herself headfirst into her work, designing, planning, and focusing on her next big project. But while she's keeping busy, Liam hasn't been there beside her in the way he once was. Soap opera spy. This isn't the bold romance fans earned. It's the quiet disappointment of a man living in a life that suddenly feels hollow. Brain the weight of doubt. Why Liam is questioning everything. Let's unpack what's running through Liam's head right now. Because this isn't shallow frustration, it's a full-blown identity crisis. 1. Pressure instead of passion. Liam didn't just reunite with Hope because his heart told him to. He also felt pressured by their daughter Beth to do it. Beth's longing for her parents to be together again may have nudged him toward the altar, even if his heart wasn't fully convinced. Soap opera spy. Instead of pure love, Liam made a choice influenced by obligation, nostalgia, and emotional precedent, and now that choice is haunting him. 2. Familiar patterns die hard. Liam has always been characterized as a man who chases what he can't have, or what's just beyond reach. That trait has defined his love triangle with Hope and Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline MacInnes Wood, for years. Soap opera spy. But what if that's who he truly is at heart? A man driven more by pursuit than by contentment? 3. The void of unmet expectations. Instead of bliss, Liam is confronted with silence. Instead of closeness, he's met with distance. This gap between expectation and reality has thrust him into a darker emotional space, one where he's not certain any choice he makes will lead to happiness. Soap opera spy. Broken heart, a marriage in trouble almost before it began. One of the most heartbreaking aspects of this current storyline is how suddenly it shifted from hopeful to heartbreaking. Fans tuning in expected. Heavy checkmark joy. Heavy checkmark romantic moments. Heavy checkmark rekindling love. Instead, they're seeing an emotionally distant husband. A lack of warmth. No spark. Hope may be trying, but Liam seems almost numb, as if his heart left the room before his feet walked down the aisle. Soap opera spy. Cyclone, the invisible rift between Hope and Liam. And the worst part? Hope is trying. She hasn't given up. She's working on her fashion line and trying to keep everything afloat professionally, partly to regain her own confidence and partly to find a rhythm in their relationship. But with Liam retreating into himself, the rift between them grows every day. Their marriage exists, but there's no fire in it, no laughter, no tenderness, just quiet uncertainty. Soap opera spy. And for fans who've rooted for Lope for years, watching their favorite couple struggle like this is heart-wrenching. Television, what this means for the future of BNB. So what's next in this devastating emotional landscape? According to spoilers and fan speculation, we could be witnessing the start of something much darker. Liam's restlessness could lead to trouble. He gets bored easily and has a history of chasing the next emotional high. As he watches Hope dive into work and avoid intimate moments with him, that restlessness might drive him into someone else's arms, or into emotional isolation that could fracture the marriage entirely. Soap opera spy. Steffi could reappear in a big way. Given Liam's history with Steffi and the unresolved tension between them over the years, viewers fear that old flames could reignite, especially if Liam starts looking for connection outside his marriage. Soap opera spy. A deeper identity crisis might emerge. Liam's struggle isn't just about love, it's about belonging. He's always lived in the shadow of better-defined characters. Hope's fierce independence, Steffi's fiery intensity, Bill's force of personality, White's stability. Where does Liam fit, if not as a romantic hero? Cloud with Rain fans are devastated and worried. Social media has been a storm of emotion since the spoilers broke. Longtime watchers are heartbroken, posting things like, "I can't believe we're here." Liam with hope but feeling nothing. It's so sad. This storyline hurts. We wanted so much more for them. Why is Liam so lost? Like, he got his happy ending and threw it away. And the sadness isn't just about intrigue, it's about empathy. Viewers love Liam Spencer. They want him to be happy. And right now, he's nowhere near it. Soap opera spy, Candle, a tragic turning point, or just the beginning. As the calendar ticks down toward a brand new year, one thing is painfully clear. Liam Spencer's story right now isn't beautiful. It isn't romantic. It isn't hopeful. It's a portrait of a man lost in his own heart. Unsure if he made the right choice, unsure if love actually exists on the other side of his commitment, and unsure if he has the strength to stay in a marriage that feels like a mistake. Soap opera spy. For viewers, this isn't just another soap subplot. It's a global heartbreak phenomenon. A reminder that sometimes the saddest stories aren't about endings, they're about lost beginnings. And for Liam Spencer, this may be the saddest beginning of all. Speech balloon, your turn. What do you think? Do you think Liam and Hope can find genuine happiness again? Will Liam's doubts tear them apart? Or will this crisis become the foundation for something and deeper? The beautiful spoilers land like a quiet heartbreak. And for once, the chaos isn't loud. It's slow, heavy, regret-soaked. Liam Spencer, the man who has spent years ricocheting between love, loyalty, and fear, is finally sitting still long enough to feel the weight of his last choice. And it's crushing him. For weeks, viewers watched Liam convince himself he was doing the right thing. He chose stability. He chose safety. He chose what looked like peace on paper. But now, the certainty is gone. In its place is a question that won't let him sleep. What if I chose wrong? This isn't a dramatic blow-up or a screaming match. This is something far sadder. This is a man realizing, too late, that the decision he made to protect everyone may have cost him everything. A choice that looked right, until it didn't. Liam Spencer has always been guided by his conscience, sometimes to a fault. He believes deeply in doing what's morally correct, even when his heart begs him to do otherwise. And that's exactly how he arrived at this moment. When Liam made his latest life-altering decision, it came from a place of responsibility. He wanted to avoid more pain, more collateral damage, more broken promises. He told himself that choosing the less complicated path would finally bring calm to his chaotic emotional world. But calm can feel a lot like emptiness. Now, alone with his thoughts, Liam is beginning to understand that choosing what's safe isn't the same as choosing what's right. And that realization is haunting him. The silence is louder than any argument. What makes this turn so devastating is how quiet it is. There's no villain gloating, no rival celebrating, no explosive confrontation. Just Liam sitting with regret. He replays moments in his mind, the look in her eyes, the words left unsaid, the future that almost was. And suddenly, the decision he defended so fiercely feels fragile. Hollow. Wrong. This is a man who thought he was preventing heartbreak, only to discover he may have created a deeper one for himself. Liam's old pattern returns with a twist. Longtime fans know this story well. Liam has always struggled with indecision, torn between love and obligation, passion and principle. He wants certainty in a world that refuses to give it to him. But this time feels different. Before, Liam wavered before making a choice. Now he's unraveling after it. That's what makes this chapter so painful. There's no undo button, no easy reversal. He didn't hesitate, he committed. And now the consequences are settling in. The regret isn't loud or dramatic. It's subtle, lingering, the kind that creeps in during quiet moments and asks cruel questions. Did I confuse fear with wisdom? Did I let guilt decide my future? Did I walk away from the woman I truly love? A man torn between duty and desire. At the core of Liam's sadness is a truth he's been avoiding. He didn't follow his heart, he followed his sense of duty. Liam convinced himself that choosing stability would make him a better man, a better father, a better partner. But now he's realizing something devastating. You can do everything right and still lose what matters most. That realization is breaking him. He doesn't hate himself for making the decision. He hates himself for believing it would hurt less than this. The weight of what if. Regret on the bold and the beautiful is rarely quiet. But this is the kind that sits in your chest and tightens every time you breathe. Liam isn't just second-guessing a relationship. He's questioning his identity, his instincts, his ability to choose love without destroying it. The what-ifs are relentless. What if he'd waited? What if he'd fought harder? What if love was worth the risk? Each unanswered question pushes him deeper into doubt. She's moved on. Or has she? Adding to Liam's pain is the belief that the door may already be closed. The woman he walked away from has tried to move forward. She's building walls, smiling when she has to, pretending she's okay. And Liam sees it, sees the effort, the restraint, the quiet heartbreak she never wanted him to witness. And that's when it hits him hardest. His decision didn't just change his life, it changed hers. And suddenly, the noble sacrifice he believed he was making feels selfish in hindsight. A lonely place for a man who wanted peace. Liam thought he was choosing peace. Instead, he chose loneliness. The house feels quieter. The future feels uncertain. The confidence he once had is gone. Even conversations feel heavier now, because Liam is carrying something he can't say out loud. Admitting doubt would mean admitting failure, and that's something Liam Spencer has never been good at. But the cracks are showing. Is it too late to turn back? This is the question looming over every scene, every pause, every conflicted glance. Can Liam fix this? Or has he crossed a line that can't be uncrossed? Soap history tells us one thing. Regret doesn't stay quiet for long. Eventually it demands action. And when Liam finally reaches that breaking point, the fallout could be explosive. But action comes with risk. And Liam knows better than anyone that changing his mind again could hurt even more people, including himself. So he's frozen. And that might be the saddest part of all. Bill Spencer's shadow looms large. As always, Bill Spencer's influence lingers in the background. Liam has spent his entire life trying not to become his father. Impulsive, reckless, ruled by desire. But now he's wondering if he overcorrected. If his fear of becoming Bill made him deny parts of himself that matter. Sometimes avoiding your past can cost you your future. And Liam is starting to see that clearly. A breaking point is coming. One thing is certain. This emotional limbo cannot last. Liam Spencer is a man standing at the edge of his own conscience. And sooner or later, he'll have to choose again, whether to live with regret or risk everything to fix it. When that moment comes, it won't just affect him. It will ripple through every relationship he's tried to protect. Because regret doesn't fade quietly in Los Angeles. It explodes. Today's very sad truth. Today's bold and the beautiful spoilers aren't about scandal or shock twists. They're about something far more human. They're about a man who did his best and still ended up broken. Liam Spencer isn't sure he made the right decision, and that doubt may be the most painful consequence of all. Because once you realize you've walked away from the life you wanted, the hardest step isn't going back. Whirlwind events of late 2025. You know that Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, has just walked down the aisle with Hope Logan, Annika Noel, once again. It was supposed to be the happily ever after that fans and their daughter Beth have been praying for. But as the holiday lights twinkle across Los Angeles, a shadow of regret is beginning to loom over the golden boy of Spencer Publications. The very sad news isn't just about a breakup. It's about the soul-crushing realization that Liam Spencer isn't sure he made the right decision. The wedding that was supposed to fix everything. For months, Liam was a man on the edge. After surviving a harrowing health crisis, a misdiagnosed brain tumor that turned out to be a cruel extortion plot by Grace Buckingham, Liam saw life through a new lens. He wanted stability. He wanted Lope. The wedding, officiated in part by Little Beth, was a tearjerker. It signaled a return to tradition and a rejection of the waffling that has defined Liam for a decade. But as the honeymoon phase hits the harsh reality of Forrester Creations politics, the cracks are showing. The Thomas factor returns. The primary source of Liam's current misery? Thomas Forrester. Just as Liam and Hope said, "I do," the chess pieces at Forrester Creations shifted. Thomas returned from Paris, and in a ruthless move by Steffi and Ridge, Hope's brother Deke was fired to make room for Thomas's lead designs. Now, Liam finds himself in his worst nightmare. Hope is working late nights again with the man who once obsessed over her. The thunderous applause. Thomas is promising to bring Hope for the future back to its former glory, creating a professional intimacy that Liam can't compete with. The guilt. Hope is devastated over firing Deke, and while Liam tries to be supportive, it's Thomas who is in the trenches with her, sharing the creative burden. Why Liam is questioning everything. Is it just jealousy, or is it a deeper realization that he rushed into this marriage to escape his own mortality? Sources close to the Spencer camp suggest Liam is feeling trapped by the very stability he craved. He wanted the white picket fence because he thought he was dying. Now that he's healthy, he's looking at that fence and wondering if he built a prison. 1. The Steffi what if? While Steffi is currently happily married to Finn, the bond between Liam and Steffi never truly dies. Seeing Steffi support Thomas and stand firm as a powerhouse CEO has sparked a flicker of the one who got away in Liam's mind. He chose the safe path with Hope, but is he realizing too late that his heart still beats for the fire and unpredictability of a Forrester? 2. The corporate war. Liam is also caught in the crossfire of his father's newest obsession. Bill Spencer has gifted Katie Logan her own fashion house, a move that has declared all-out war on Forrester Creations. The conflict of interest. Liam is a Spencer executive. His wife is a lead at Forrester. The trademark battle. Liam just uncovered details about the Logan trademark that could help his father crush Hope's family business. Does he stay loyal to the Spencer name? Or does he protect the woman he just swore to love and honor? Every choice he makes right now feels like a betrayal of someone. A heartbreaking New Year's outlook. As we head into the final days of December 2025, the sad news is that Liam's internal struggle is starting to affect his marriage. Spoilers for the week of December 29th suggest that Liam and Hope will face a moment of truth that leaves both in tears. Liam's decision to marry Hope was supposed to be a gift to Beth and a new beginning. Instead, he spent the last week staring at his wedding ring with a look of pure uncertainty. He isn't sure if he loves Hope for who she is, or if he loves the idea of the safety she provides. The fans are divided. Social media is erupting with Team Lope versus Team Steam debates. Pro-Hope fans argue that Liam needs to grow up and trust his wife. Critics argue that Liam is a serial waffler who will never be satisfied, and that his current regret is just a precursor to him breaking Hope's heart yet again. What's next for Liam Spencer? The drama is only escalating. With Carter Walton looking into the expired Logan trademark and Thomas Forrester making his move to reclaim Hope's professional loyalty, Liam is being squeezed from all sides. Is a separation on the horizon? Rumors are swirling that Liam might take a leave of absence from Los Angeles to clear his head, leaving Hope alone in the design studio with Thomas. If he leaves now, the marriage might be over before the ornaments are off the tree. Summary of the sad news. Issue the conflict. Liam's current state. The marriage rushed after a health scare. Feeling trapped and uncertain, the rivalry Thomas is back in Hope's workspace. High levels of anxiety and jealousy. The family bill is at war with the Forresters, torn between Spencer loyalty and his wife. Liam Spencer has always been the man who wants to have it all. But in trying to choose the right path, he may have made the most devastating mistake of his life.